want something?
What can you tell me about the mutants here?
They seem to have calmed down, so I've heard. You're the one who took care of the situation, right?
You know that the crops were destroyed?
Of course I heard about it. The moles apparently... That's a weird story. Moles just don't go into human structures. They got to smell the water, see? And here, all the water from the crops is recovered in small canals, just below the surface. They shouldn't be able to smell it.
I gotta go. Bye.
You're not a farmer.
True. That a problem?
Not at all. Takes all kinds. Well, maybe you'd be ready to help me.
What's wrong?
Since I've been here, things have been getting worse and worse. I'm supposed to replant all the crops, but everything's being destroyed by the moles. It's impossible to grow anything. So we're short of everything. But we should already have our first harvest since we got here. But nobody's doing a thing. They're too scared.
It's pretty basic, but I'll help you.
Thank you. That's real good of you. Got to say, there aren't really any guards here to help us.
Where's the field?
I'll mark it on your map if you like. There.
I gotta go. See ya.
So, any news?
Yeah, I killed the moles that were infesting your fields. You can go back to work.
Thank you so much. And not just for me. The whole village thanks you. Here, take this.
Thanks. Bye.
Hey, Roy. I heard about the kid. I'm real sorry.
Roy, I wanted to tell you, I'm sorry about the boy. I know that he was like an apprentice to you.
Thanks, Mary. That's nice of you. I was wondering...
I think I can tell you now. I was born here, in Shadowlair. It didn't take long for the Source to find me. I think you had already left. Or I was too young, and you were too old for us to be together.
How did you end up in Abundance in that case?
My master at the time had to go fight, of course, and he wanted to take me with him. The Source wanted to refuse, but he had tremendous influence. I found myself on a battlefield, and I was horribly afraid. I think I panicked, and we were separated.
Go on, I'm listening.
I was so afraid I fell into a trench. Some men from Abundance came towards me. They were laughing. I think they liked the look of me. And then their officer showed up. It was Sean. He seemed really strict. In fact, he was furious with his men. He helped me get up and kept me near him. I know that he had to fight to keep me. That's why he was sent from the front and ended up in Camp 19.
Why not talk to me about it?
I was afraid you'd abandon me to the Source. Of course, there are good masters there, but there are also... Anyway, I often served them when I was very young.
Listen, I'm sorry, Mary. I know some girls are abused, but... Anyway, it's over now. You're free of them. You must have a virtue name. Mary's not your real name, is it?
Right. I was called Mercy, but the name no longer means anything to me. Even if Sean used me, he helped me live again. He stopped me from going insane. He's the one who called me Mary. Just like the rags I'm wearing, I want to keep the name.
I understand. I'm not gonna lecture you about changing your name. Let's get back to my other questions. Have you already come here to Greenhope?
No, never. I heard about it, of course. The battles here were so big. Abundance didn't want to lose the place. It was such a key part of their strength. But that's all.
I want to tell you something else. Come with me. I'd like to have you with me.
It would be a pleasure. I prefer it when I'm with you. Roy, I've given a great deal of thought about what you said to me. How it's for me to decide who I offer myself to. I really like you. You're really nice to me, and for the first time, when I'm with you, I feel like I'm not just something men wish to devour. If you want to, I certainly would. But I don't mean just physically. I want to be with you, truly.
You're not just saying that to save your own skin anymore. I've been hoping this would happen.
Roy, I can't get Innocence's last moments out of my head. I feel so guilty. But, I'm sorry. I know you've got more on your mind than my feelings. What can I do for you?
I wanted to know, what's Marco's problem with me?
Marco lost his family in the Technomancer's jail. Like all of us. Of course, that's not really a good enough reason, but he can be very hard. He doesn't forgive easily, and basically for him, all Technomancers are executioners.
Do you think the same thing?
I don't need Marco to think, Roy. If I came looking for you, it's because I don't agree with him. That doesn't mean I can stop him thinking what he wants. You're the one who's got to show him he's wrong.
What does the Resistance really stand for?
At first we were just about fighting a government that had betrayed its own by assassinating the militia. But later, other ideas started popping up. There was especially the fact that the people should be able to choose their dowser and representatives, so crimes like that would never happen again. They say that on Earth, that's what it was like in lots of countries.
Seems almost crazy, but it's a beautiful idea. With regularly elected representatives, the people would be sure to gain more freedom.
And imagine how things would change. No more bosses on one side, proletariat on the other. There would only be responsible citizens. Roy, together we can unseat the tyranny of the Dowser's dictatorship and create a new society. It won't be easy, but is there anything more worth fighting for? You shouldn't get me started. You'll never shut me up now. Let's talk about something else.
Where do you come from, Judy?
I was born in Valombra. Ever been there? It's a pretty small city. Life's good there. I came to Shadowlair to join up. I stayed here a bit, long enough to learn how to use a weapon, and then I went to the front. Since I got back, I've gotten to know the place better.
I figured it was something like that, seeing as how you're so simple.
So you think a jaded technomancer is less of a stereotype? Knock it off. If you don't like what I am, just stop talking to me.
You said you were in the war.
Yeah, I wanted to enlist. I didn't just want to stay in Valombra with everyone else fighting. So I figured I'd become a soldier too, to defend Aurora.
What corps were you in?
I was in the Rangers, and I got lucky. Lots of us got taken prisoner real early, but I trained hard, and I was pretty good at it. So I only got back to Shadowlair after the fighting was over. Pretty much about the time of the Battle of Green Hope. I would have been sent out again, I figure, if Abundance hadn't asked for the ceasefire. And you?
I fought on a few different shadow lines as a grunt. Nothing special. The war and all its shit-covered glory.
But with skills like yours, you could have been a lot more, couldn't you? And I guess you wanted to keep a low profile. I get that.
What do you think of our Dowser?
To be honest, during the war he was my hero. He was incredible, an amazing strategist, and he gave us hope when we thought we were goners. At the time he made us so many promises. Then he went and broke them all. I really thought he was going to give the people more freedom. That's why we fought so hard. All that to take out the militia as soon as we got back from the front. It killed me. Now I hate him.
I understand completely. Even if I was in camp when he became the Dowser, I felt the hope he brought, and I saw the despair when I got back.
Thank you, Roy. That's it exactly. But let's change the subject. This is depressing. Why do you kill people, Roy? Haven't you already beaten them?
When you leave an enemy behind you, even if he's beaten, you're giving him the chance to get revenge. And at the risk of shocking you, I put my life ahead of theirs.
That's very practical. I get the impression I'm listening to Marco.
I wanted to know. I never met a woman like you before. So full of passion and so beautiful.
I wasn't expecting that. But, thank you, Roy. I don't know if I'm beautiful or not, but as for the passion, that part's true. I think I'm kind of proud of it. But what are you telling me that for?
It's what I think, that's all. And I felt like saying it.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. You're not that bad either. But I don't think this is really the place to talk about that kind of thing, is it?
Did you ever go to Green Hope?
No. During the war, I wasn't in the sector. And before, well, that was Abundance. Heard what happened here, of course, but I guess you know as much as me.
I wanted to ask you.
Well, I was expecting a technomancer, and here we have two. Two for the price of one. I hope neither of you is planning on stabbing me in the back.
Who would I betray you to? The source is after me too. Just like Roy.
Judy has vouched for you, Roy. She thinks that with your help, we can save the kid. I heard he died despite everything. I know you were close. I imagine that gives you a good reason to fight on our side. Revenge is a powerful force. Regardless, we've got work here. A lot of work. And it's time to get down to it.
Here, really. There are two of our people who look like they're keeping an eye on something, but what's so special about Green Hope, apart from the mass grave?
As you know, we are mainly trying to counter the technomancers. But through prisoners that were freed during the attack on the train, we found out they'd opened a worksite in the camp. They said a large group came here and seemed real excited. Seeing as they're only interested in power, there's got to be something here that could make them powerful. We can't let them have it, so we're going to destroy the site. There's a gas line crossing it. Open the right valve, and boom.
It's a pretty simple approach, but no matter. I'll take care of that.
I'm listening.
How did you come to join the Resistance? Were you in the militia too?
No, I wasn't in the militia. I thought the alliance with the technomancers was too risky. I figured it would end badly, but I had no idea that it would end this badly. A lot of my friends were in it, though. People who really believed in what Wisdom promised. That after the war, if the militia helped beat Abundance, he'd change the people's status. In fact, to be honest, I was already in a protest movement. I organized meetings even before the war was declared. I already wanted to change things then. Obviously, when the militia got almost wiped out after the victory, I understood we had to do more than just have meetings, and I created the Resistance.
Later.